Hey everybody, it is Friday and I'm finally getting out of here. If this person in front of me would get off their cell phone and drive. And I'm headed home. We failed again on getting Minecraft tickets, or MineCon, sorry, tickets. But what's funny is that a lot, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of the YouTubers that play Minecraft that I watch all ended up with tickets. So I was like, how's that even possible? I don't know. At this point, if we don't go, we don't go. I'm not worried about it. Like I said yesterday, my wife and I'll figure out a vacation somewhere else other than Orlando and go do that. I looked at New York, but it's so freaking expensive. So, no, the flight's not though. The flight's what's crazy. JetBlue is cheap if you guys have the opportunity to fly JetBlue. If they go wherever you're wanting to go, I recommend them. We used them in San Francisco and had no problems whatsoever. The flight was really smooth, even though I kind of freaked out a little bit, but I do that on airplanes. The entertainment system was cool. The snacks were really cool. They introduced us to like one of my favorite snacks now, so I really like them. And if you get the refundable tickets, their tickets are probably about on par like you would if you just went straight to Delta or American or United and bought the ticket. They're not that cheap. They're $600 each way. But like for the same time period in October, November to go to New York, I think it's $166 a person to fly up there and like $178 to fly back. It's like really cheap considering. But I think ultimately it's going to be too expensive to go to New York. Even though that's one of those places I always wanted to go. And, I'd love to go to the YouTube office there and go see Times Square and all the touristy crap. I mean, that's why I go to these places. That's why I went to San Francisco, is to see a lot of the touristy crap. I don't think we really, and that's what's funny about San Francisco. I had all these plans and we like scrapped like more than half of them. And that's what I do. I over plan on vacations because sometimes things just don't work out. Especially food-wise, we kind of, if we'd had a car in San Francisco, we would have hit all these food places and we would have probably blown our whole budget on these really expensive restaurants. So, but I'd like to go to New York just to see it and say I've been there and go see the memorial, the World Trade Center Memorial, and I'm trying to think, there was something else I wanted to see while I was there. But I'm sure there's one or two other things that I would really want to see while I'm there. Oh, Madison Square Gardens, I want to see that. Especially because they're already talking about making a move it again. Well, I guess it hadn't been moved in a long time, but they built a big subway terminal and train terminal underneath it, where they built Madison Square Gardens over it. Either way, they've run out of room for that terminal, and so they want to make it much bigger and bring it above ground. Really genius. The guy pulls out in front of me and then he's riding in 2 lanes because he's on his phone. So we should probably forgive him because he's an idiot. So anyway, I'm still thinking about what we're going to do. We might go back to Vegas, we might go to New York. I've always kind of wanted to go to Seattle and Portland. I don't know that we'll actually go up there though. The cold doesn't, I don't know, I might want to go like during early summer or late summer. When it gets to fall time, if I got to deal with the cold, I'd rather go to New York. And we've already been in Chicago when it was freaking cold. Not like 32 below cold, but like got off the plane and it was raining and it was like, I think in the low 50s, high 40s, and we were in shorts and t-shirts. So, but when we left, So I talked to my wife and my niece and nephew about the boat ride. If you didn't see yesterday's video, watch it. It's got a subliminal message about a boat in it a couple of times. So I talked to them about it last night, and they were like, I thought you didn't like boats. And I'm like, I don't, but we can still go. And that goes back to, if you watched anything if you watched any of my vlogs right around the time I think we were in San Francisco, or when we came back, I talked about having to be medicated to be on a boat. It's kind of like being on a plane for me. And when I was a kid, I could be on a boat, and I probably still could if it was a small boat. But once it gets to a certain size, and it's not a control issue with me, the waves throw me off, especially like being out on the ocean. Now, I've been on jet skis in pretty rough water, and I've even been on on little two-person bass boats on really rough, like rainy, windy water, trying to get off the lake. And it didn't seem to ever bother me. And I guess it's because the boat wasn't really that big, so it couldn't move nearly as much as a much bigger boat. A much bigger boat has more surface for the waves to push. I assume. I'm no boat scientist, so that's just what I gather from my little brain. But anyway, I have the proper medication, so I can go on it and not have... Basically what happens is my vertigo starts to kick in, and then I start to have a lot of anxiety, and so that's why I have medicine for it. I can take it, and I'll be calm, and everything will be fine. But I think it would be fun, and it's not very expensive, so I think we're going to try to do it. Plus, you get to go dolphin watching, and we've done that before on when you take the ferry from Galveston Boulevard Peninsula. And that's another thing. Usually when we go on that, I stay in the car. There's only been maybe once that I've gotten out, and it was at night, and it didn't affect me. And that's what's going to be crazy. When I'm on a boat at night, it doesn't affect me as much. Like, and the reason I brought up San Francisco is when we went to Alcatraz, we took the boat across there, and it was daylight. And of course, I was like freaking out because I could see the horizon, and the boat was moving, and my brain and my inner ear couldn't really comprehend what my eyes were seeing, and that's what causes my vertigo. And it was funny when we were on the boat, the lady was like, oh, she goes, I have to take Xanax to get on a boat. If you need one, just let me know. And I'm like, total stranger trying to give me a Xanax. So at night, though, when we came back, it didn't bother me, and the reason being is because I couldn't see anything. And so it still makes me a little queasy to be on a boat, and that's just how it's always been with me. But it's not as bad coming back, because even though it's choppy, I can't tell because I can't see what's going on. And it's actually much better for me. But this one's going to be in the daytime, so I'll just have to deal with it. And I've even been on... What other boats have I been on? They have that boat at Moody Gardens in Galveston, and I've been on it before, and it's not as bad because the bay's usually pretty calm. So that one's not that bad, that paddle boat. But the ferry, I usually stay in the car because the ferry really messes with my head bad. And I don't know why. But the time that I got out, the one time I got out, we actually came back across, and it was dark. Because it was already probably close to... So it was after 9 when we got on it. So I parked the car, and my wife's like, were you going to get out? And I was like, I don't know that I want to get out. So I ended up getting out before we left and thought, okay, I'll get out before we hit anything choppy, and I'll just deal with it. And I even went up top and everything, and it's just the sight thing. You know, I see it, and then my brain doesn't really register what's going on. It doesn't understand. And that's That's what throws me off. That's one of the big reasons I didn't want to go on a cruise, and I'm still kind of, well, besides the fact that the cruise industry is kind of screwed right now, and I don't want to get on a cruise ship, but just that idea of hitting that choppy water and being able to see the horizon. I think if I was not where I could, well, even being inside, if it was dark, it would be one thing. I wouldn't notice what was going on. It has to be kind of dark and then open, so I can't really tell what's going on. I may feel it like in my legs or something, but I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I get the same feeling on airplanes too on takeoff, so that's kind of why I have a problem with the planes too. Other than that, I love being on an airplane. I would do it all the time. We'd go everywhere. We'd fly everywhere. If I could just be drugged for takeoff, be wheeled onto the plane, and then like wake up when we're at altitude, that'd be fine. Because even turbulence at altitude doesn't bother me. It's just on takeoff. It's just within those few minutes of takeoff that I really get stressed out over stuff. So, it is what it is. I'm sure there's something I could do to change it, and I know distracting myself helps quite a bit. But you can only distract yourself so much. Your mind knows what's going on. So enough traveling talk. Well, future travel talk. Tomorrow is San Antonio Day, so I'm going to get everybody up early because, as you all know, the dogs never let me sleep in, and they're not going to start tomorrow letting me sleep in, so I'm going to make everybody else get up. So if they stay up all night, they're going to get about an hour and a half nap in the car on the way to San Antonio, and then they're getting out of the car and going and doing stuff. I am a firm believer that you go to bed at a decent hour and get up early and do stuff while you still have daylight, instead of having just a couple hour window to go do a couple of things and then that's it. And I'm sure a lot of what we're going to do tomorrow is just repeats of what we've all done before down in San Antonio, but I like being down there. I like the Alamo. The Mission. It's not technically the Alamo. It's just the Mission. And then I like some of the other buildings they have there. And then I like the Riverwalk. So we'll probably go down there, and I don't know what else we're going to do. I haven't really planned anything other than Big Lou's, and then go into Sam Ash, and I think we're going to try to hit that first early. Go through there for a few minutes, look at some guitars and some straps, and then we'll come back out and head back downtown and go down to the Riverwalk and all that, and look around and go through the mall and go to the Alamo and get something to eat, and then I don't know what we'll do from there. We'll find something to do and then meet our friends later. I think we're going to try to eat around dinner time. I don't know. I think they're going to stay home until we find out if we got MineCon tickets or not. So that's at 2. So sometime after that, I'm sure they'll load up and head to San Antonio. So only about an hour and a half drive from where we live. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe another 15 minutes or so, but it's not very long. And so they'll probably head down after that, and then we'll meet up probably around 6 or so at Big Lou's. And that was weird. There are 2 people with a big ass dog, and they're completely soaking wet, and they just came out of a fenced-in area. So I don't know where they were swimming. But anyway, that's what's on tap for tomorrow. Sunday we were going to go tubing, but I don't know. I know we're going to be in the water all next week, and my wife constantly goes swimming, so I don't know that I want to go tubing tomorrow. They may be able to go. I think if they wanted to go, they should go like Monday or Tuesday before we go on our trip. Sunday's probably not the best day to be out on the river. It's going to be packed. And we're talking either San Marcos River or whatever comes out of Canyon. I want to say it's the Guadalupe, but I don't know that for sure. So anyway, I think I've done enough jibber jabbing for one day. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home and play a little Minecraft. Oh, we went to the rodeo last night, and we didn't actually go into the rodeo. They had that midget wrestling that I talked about. We didn't go to it. It was $10 a person. I don't know. It didn't seem like it was that great. And here's my thought on the whole thing. The one thing that I stressed on was that the ring they had was tiny. Like, I'm sure it probably wasn't more than 6 feet across, 8 feet across at the most, each direction. And I'm like, why would you use a little bit bigger of a ring instead of this tiny thing? And then you got these big old long bleachers and this little bitty ring in the middle of it. And I understand, I'm sure it's a long distance across the ring, but it just seemed like, I don't know, it just seemed weird to me because I'm used to seeing those wrestlers in a much larger ring. So we didn't go do that. Ended up, and I'll post the name of this company in the description. And they sell these like metal mugs, and then they have like these keg-looking things on the side of their trailer, and you get these homemade sodas, and it was really good. I had the vanilla cream soda, and then I had the root beer, and the root beer was really, really, really good. You can really taste the licorice in it too, and I'm not much of a licorice person, but for that root beer, it tasted really good. And they have like grape and cherry, and they have a bunch of other flavors, sarsaparilla, which I thought was root beer, but I guess it's not. So I'll put a link in the description, because you buy it, the cup was expensive. It was $15, but it was a metal cup, and it was really cool. And it was etched for this year. And so what you do is that when they're at other festivals, you go up and give them $5 and you get all you can drink. So I was like, really, that's really cool. And if somebody was smart and they went to, the rodeo all weekend, they would have bought one last night and then paid $5 tomorrow. And, you buy one cup and share it with everybody that you're with, and you can go back and get more or whatever. It's a really cool idea, and I guess what they figure that they're going to make more money off of people getting it and then not getting refills. So I'm going to look them up, and if there are any other events that we're going to be at, I'm going to make sure I have it in the car and take it with me